Today we will configure GST, Goods and Service Tax. So in GST we have input tax and output tax configuration. Okay, so both cases input tax and output tax. Now we will configure input tax configuration and postings. Okay, first we will configure input tax and we will test in that first one. Define condition types. P code OBYZ. Define condition types. Oh, we have to define. So for SGST, CGST, IGST, we already know there are three types in GST. So one is SGST, state GST, central GST, integrated GST. Okay, the GST, CGST, IGST. So the codes used for JKIS, JKIC, JKII. Okay, define condition types OBYZ. So it's SPRO screen, SAP reference AMG, financial accounting global settings, tax on sales or purchases, basic settings, check calculation procedure. In basic settings, check calculation procedure. In check calculation procedure, define condition types. Okay, define condition types. So we are creating new condition types. That's why new entries. So what is our first condition type? JKIS. Okay, for time saving, I'm just copy pasting the first one. JK input SGST. Okay, JKIS means JK input SGST. Access sequence MWST. MWST. So this one MWST means tax classification. Okay, tax classification. Condition class, we will select taxes. Condition class, taxes. Next, calculation type. So GST calculation type, percentage. Okay, condition category, tax. Okay, condition category, tax. So next, changes which can be made, amount or percentage. Okay, these changes we can made percentage. Next entry. Okay, so this is for JKIS. Next entry. What is the next one? JKIC for central GST. JKIC, JK input CGST. Okay, same access sequence MWST. Condition class taxes. Calculation type percentage. Condition category tax. Okay, next amount, the percentage we can change. Next entry. Next for JKII, integrated GST. JKII, JK input IGST. Okay, MWST, condition class taxes, condition type percentage, condition category tax. Changes which can be made amount or percentage only. Okay, save. So we can create a new transport request, GST. Okay, JK Private Limited, GST. Okay, save. Okay, data saved. So we have completed defined condition types. In our GST configuration, the second one, check and change settings for tax processing account keys. Okay, check and change settings for account keys. So OBCN, T code OBCN. So we have to create JIS for HST, JIC for CGST, JII for IGST. Okay, SPRO, civil reference IMG, financial accounting, financial accounting global settings, tax on sales or purchases, basic settings, check and change settings for tax processing. Okay, new entities. We have to create new entities. The first one, what is first one? JIS. JIS. So description. It is for HGST. Okay. Next, tax type. It is input tax. Okay. We are creating input tax. Posting indicator. While entry, while posting entry, it is indicated as separate line item. Okay. Separate line item. Next entry. What is next one? JIC. JIC. JIC for input CGST. Tax type same. Input tax. Posting indicator to separate line item. Okay. Next entry. JII. JII for IGST. Tax type. So tax type, let's say input tax, posting indicator, separate line item. Okay. JK Private Limited GST. Save. We have created JIC, JII, JIS. Okay. Completed. The next one, define procedures. T code OBOIZ. We will define JKIN, that means JK Indian tax procedure. Okay. So the path is same in financial accounting global settings, tax on sales and purchases, basic settings, check calculation procedure. Okay. T code OBOIZ. Check calculation procedure, defined procedures. Define procedures. We have to define new entity. Okay. New entities. So what is our procedure? Tax procedure. JKINTX, JKINTX, description, JK Indian tax procedure, okay, JK Indian tax procedure, enter. So go to control data, first save, okay, saved, okay. In procedure JKINTX, we have to create new control data, new entries. In new entries, here steps we need to take sequence, okay. For example, 10, 20, 30, we need to follow that sequence, okay. So first one we are taking 10, 0, condition type. First we need to take base amount, okay. So BASB for base amount. So remaining are not standard, we need to take standard ones, okay. So first one, base amount, okay. Next 20, 0, we need to take. So what is our calculation procedure? First SGST, JKIS, we already know, JKIS. We already created JKIS. Okay, one. Don't worry, it will automatically takes. So we have created JKIS. Next. So for JKIS, JK input SGST, JK input SGST. So the calculation procedure from step 10. So it is calculated based on step number 10. That means base amount. Step to 10, okay. It is calculated based on step number 10. Next, 30, 0, JKIC, okay, for CGST, JK input CGST. So it also calculated on step number 10. Next, 40, 0. So what is the condition type for IGST? JKII, JK input IGST. It also calculated on step number 10. Okay, enter, save. Okay, we already created condition types, this. So now here calculation procedure, how to calculate. So the step number 20, 30, 40 calculated on the basis of step number 10. That means base amount. Save. Data was saved. So this is the procedure of defined procedure completed. Yes. We have defined procedures in OP widget. And also we need to check another time. This is very most important. Otherwise, we may get error. Okay. T code OBYZ procedures. So our procedure JKINTX, JK Indian tax procedure control data. So we have configured step 1, that means step 10, 20, 30, 40. So this is for base amount, SGST, IGST, HGST, CGST, IGST, and also we have to assign account keys. Okay, you must assign account keys. So for JKIS, we have created JIS, for JKIC, for JIC, JKIA, JII. Okay, you must assign, then only we can calculate GST save. Okay, so this is completed. So for these steps, for we assign these account keys. Okay, in previous step not assigned, in this assigned. Okay, you must assign. Next, assign country to calculation procedure, T code OBBG. So in basic settings, assign country or region to calculation procedure. So what is our country? India, IN. Okay, now you will assign our tax procedure. What is our tax procedure? JKINTX. JKINTX. Okay, JK Indian tax procedure. Save. Okay, we have assigned our tax procedure. Completed. Now we will configure define tax code for sales and purchases. T code FTXP. Now we create J1, J2. Okay, so J1 for SGST and CGST, J2 for IGST. Okay, in SPRO, in SPRO, SAP reference IMG, financial accounting, global settings, tax on sales or purchases, calculation, define tax codes for sales and purchases. So country, India. So first we will create J1. Okay, J1 tax procedure. Enter. So what is the description? J1 for input SGST and CGST. Okay, tax type. Tax type, it is input tax. We are creating input tax. Okay, so in J1 tax code, we are maintaining SGST. So JKIS. So previously maintained condition types, in JKIS we have to maintain 6%. Okay, 6%. So CGST we can maintain 6%. Okay, save. J1 created. Next. So what is the next one? J2. Next one, J2. So J2 for input IGST. Input IGST. It is also input tax. Okay. So this is IGST. JK input IGST. What is JK input IGST? That means how much percentage? 12%. Previously SGST 6, CGST 6. IGST means integrated, both combined 12%. Okay, save. So we have created J1 and J2. Okay, now we will create GLs for input IGST, input CGST, input IGST. Okay, so T code FS00, FS00. Now we will create input GST. So we can give 2,40,000 GL number. So it's a balance sheet account. Balance sheet account, tax receivable. So where is tax? Tax GLs, tax receivable. Okay. What is the name of this GL? JK input GST account. JK input GST account. JK input GST account. Okay. In control data. In control data. Sort key 0001. Create bank interest G001. Okay. Save. Next. What is the next one? JK input CGST. JK input CGST account. Now we will create from copy. So 2,40,010. Okay. Same details. Just copy GL. Pasting JK input CGST account. Okay. So balance sheet account, tax receivables. Save. Next one, JK input IGST account. Simply copy. So take 20, GL number 20, replace text, JK input IGST. Okay. Save. So GLs created. Okay. The next one, define tax accounts. In defining tax accounts, assign tax processing account keys and GLs. Okay. We are assigning tax processing keys and GLs. T code OB40. OB40. So in OB40, what are the tax keys? We have JIS for HST, JIC for CGST, JII for IGST. First, JIS. JIS. So these are the numbers. So JIS, this one, JK Input GST. So chart of accounts, we already know. While assigning GL accounts, we need to select chart of accounts. Okay. Posting keys. So GL account. So what is our GL account for HST? We have configured 2,40,000. Okay. The GL for SGST. JIS for input SGST. Save. Back. So next, after JIS for HST, JIC. So this one, JIC. Double click. Hosting keys. Save. For CGST, we created 2,40,000 NGL. Save. Next, for IGST, JII. For IGST, JII. This one. Okay. JK Input IGST. Hosting keys. Yes. So what is GL account? Which is GL account for IGST? 2 lakh. GL number for IGST. So this one, 2,20,020. Okay. Save. Okay. So posting is already know debit 40, credit 50. Okay. We have assigned different tax accounts. Completed OB40. Now maintain tax code for excise duties using condition techniques. Okay. T code SM30, SM30. So table view and that J underscore 1. So this one icon detects. Okay. Edit. So here not assigned our company code and tax code. We have to create new entries. What is our company code? JK10. We have created tax codes. What are that? J1 and give company code JK10. What is another tax code? J2. Okay, J1 and J2 tax codes we created. Now we have assigned our company code to tax codes. Saved. Okay, we have assigned. So up to now in GST input GST configuration completed. Okay, input GST configuration completed. In our next class we will testing input GST. Okay.